Yo, 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 it's your bro True Jew tapping in with y'all one time for the one time. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's blessed today. Something was just placed on my heart. You know that famous scene out of Baby Boy, the movie Baby Boy, when Melvin get up there, he talking to Jody and Peanut, and he like, it's all about guns and butter. It's all about guns and butter, baby. And the thing about that is I don't know if a lot of people know what guns and butter actually is. I know when I was a child watching that, as a teenager, a young teenager, when that movie first came out, I was like, what's guns and butter? I thought it was guns and butter, like real guns and real butter. And so I had to move into the understanding of that metaphor. Okay, it's a metaphor. What's guns and butter, y'all? Well, let's start with the butter. And before I touch on it though, this quick live was inspired by something that's going on in the prepping community right now. There's a lot of preppers. There's a lot of contractors. Excuse me. There's a lot of contractors that are basically getting things together, getting underground bunkers together. There's a lot of talk in the prepping community about monetary value crashing, not being what it's worth in the bank. A lot of people having millions and even billions of dollars and not being able to grab their money when SHIT hit the fan, right? And so what preppers in the prepper community is talking about is they talking about turning those dollars and those monetary assets into tangible assets. Okay, well, what's a tangible asset? A tangible asset is actually something that you can use in a catastrophe. A tangible asset is something you can use that still holds its value when the money crashes. Okay, so if a person has $1 million in the bank and the dollar crashes, that $1 million not going to be worth nothing. But if a person takes that $1 million and begins investing it in things that actually help them when the dollar crashes, like let's say uh, taking a certain amount of money, X amount of dollars, and investing in materials to grow crops, seeds, taking a certain amount of money and invested it in solar power or generators, taking a certain amount of money and invested in a water reserve or the ability to can and enjoy your own foods, right? So that's tangible versus the monetary assets that just sitting in the bank, right? So what's guns and butter? Well, let's start from the back because I don't know if a lot of y'all know what guns and butter is. So let's start from the back. It's all about guns and butter, baby. What was Melvin talking about? Okay, well, butter is the natural resources of the world. Okay, it hit me, and I was like, oh snap. Now I've been had this understanding. I teach my children this all the time and remind them, but I'm sharing it with y'all now. So butter is the natural resources of the earth. All right, butter. Okay, your trees, your timber, your streams of water, your cultivatable soil, your clay. Um, what else? Your wild animals, your clean wild animals, okay? All the wild animals, all the creatures of the world. That's your butter, right? And what now, that's your butter. What's the guns? The guns is what you can actually create from the butter. Okay, so all of the industry where we see the butter like cotton being turned into a cotton shirt or wraps, right? For your hair or in the socks and drawers. That's what we do with the cotton, right? Or the timber being turned into wood paneling for houses and homes or being chopped down for even firewood or being chopped up and separated into planks for cabins and other type styles of homes, for boats, that sort of thing, right? So you take all of your natural resources, which is your butter, and then you can turn them into the guns, which is the things that you get and cultivate and produce from the natural resources. If you have iron ore deposits on your land, for instance, you have a bunch of stones with iron in them, well, then you could take the metal from them stones and make it into steel, into iron. You see what I'm saying? So you took your butter and turned it into guns. It's all a big metaphor. And basically what Melvin was talking about was us as a people, we need to get back to controlling the guns and the butter. okay? Because it's very important. If we don't control the guns and the butter, we have the whims of the folks who do. That's where we turn from producers to consumers. See, when we was on this earth, at first, originally, we were the producers. Yes, we consume what we produce, but we control what we produce. It was only until recently that we fell from grace that we ended up being on the consumption side only and then being boxed out of the production side because of the decisions that we make once we do get into positions of power, because of the decisions that we make in using our spending power. I don't know if y'all realize it, but black folks in this country of America have about what $1.6 trillion annually that we spend. But our wealth gap, the wealth gap based off of that annual income and spending power is not where it should be. In other words, us as black folk, we taking our $1.6 trillion and we still buying Escalades. We still buying Mercedes Benzes. We still buying Louis Vuitton and the Da Vinci. We still buying all of the designer clothes. We still buying all of the foreign cars, and we not making the proper decisions. Now, if we took that money and we started buying the butter, actually getting the land, the natural land with the natural resources on it, and then we started creating industry, our own manufacturing plants, our own schools, our own production plants and sites, then guess what? We could control the butter and the guns and then begin selling the guns, which is a metaphor for what we produce from the butter. And then we can then go on, if we want to, and partner up with other individuals who also sell the guns. And then we can move back into getting our designer and all of that type of stuff that we wanted, if that's what we wanted. So look, I didn't want to be on this live too long. I'm gonna tap back in soon, most high mama papa willing, but I just wanted to share this with y'all because it was just placed on my heart. It was like, look, I don't think our folks was listening to Melvin when he was talking about the guns and the butter. And if we was listening to Melvin, we was only on the surface level with it. We literally thought he was talking about guns and Betty Crocker butter. But no, we talking once again. The butter is the world's natural resources. The guns is what you do with those natural resources when you produce. All right, look, it's your bro True Jew tapping in on the way I know how, keeping it raw and uncut. You know what I mean? I want y'all to stay blessed, stay vigilant always. Most high mama, papa willing. I will be back with another one. But until then, gone.